What I want to talk to you about is content delivery networks. The business cases of carriers and ISPs we've been working with have been fundamentally threatened by new content hitting their networks. That content has taken the form of video, social networking and gaming content. To put this in context, looking at the UK and the impact that the BBC's iPlayer service has had, we're now seeing 1 million downloads a day from the iPlayer. We're seeing it represents somewhere around 15% of all internet traffic in the UK. The impact of the iPlayer has been dramatic on ISP's business cases. Business models have been broken because the content owners have been paying the CDNs for delivery of that content, and that revenue has not made its way to the ISPs and carriers who've got ever increasing costs from delivering that content. In addition to what we've talked about, carriers have got their own drivers. Yes, they want to save costs in their networks. They may want to launch their own video on demand or IPTV service to augment their existing broadband offering. They want to protect their existing wholesale business and their wholesale revenues as CDN potentially bypasses transit and wholesale broadband type services. And finally, you might want to launch some new services such as software as a service, application or web acceleration type services. So where are we today? Well, interestingly, the first carriers and ISPs to move in this market have been traditional transit type players. We've seen strategies from Level 3, from Global Crossing, from Interroute, who have seen the potential for their transit revenues to diminish by CDNs effectively sitting over the top of their networks. And they've had choices. Their choices have been either to build, to partner or to buy. And in that group of carriers we've seen all those three options used. Level 3, purchase Savis's CDN assets. Global Crossing, partnering with Limelight and Edgecast, and Interroute building their own CDN network. So the choices for carriers are to build, partner or buy, and we've seen all those in the transit providers. So in the report we also explore who the big players are in terms of the CDN market and what their current strategy is and who they're working with in terms of carriers, so that when you looking to make informed decisions about how you should approach this market, who you should partner with, we're not only talking about the strategies, the potentially types of partnership, but also the players that you could potentially partner with. Another interesting aspect to this is how content owners view CDN. As content owners get bigger, they seem to change their strategy. Initially, content owners do it themselves, do content delivery themselves by building their own server farms. Then they start to work with a CDN. Then they start to explore CDN and peering. So how can they deliver some of their content via peering links to ISPs and carriers? But what's really interesting is the largest content owners are now all exploring building their own private CDNs. So if we look at Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, all have their own private CDNs. For instance, Microsoft now, next year will deliver about 40% of its online traffic through CDN and the rest of the traffic through their own CDN environment. So there's a change happening. I think many people agree this is a really timely report talking about a subject which is top of most carriers and ISPs' agendas today. The real value of this report is it'll enable you to make some informed decisions and ask some of the right questions.